So using a stick, he sketches a rough map of the lair in the dirt, and then kind of outline. Essentially, the sketch is not very good, and you get basically just like this amount of detail right here.
It's fair.
Uh,
So there's a big hollow log.
Right.
And then like 3 trees growing out of it.
And his plan has 3 steps: the approach, the distraction, and the escape. In the approach step, Bobby, Sloan, and Zenor and Star will creep through the woods to the west of the tree and hide just outside of sight of the screaming scarecrows. Meanwhile, Will sneak around to the entrance to the kitchen.
Oh, wait a minute. What if they get spotted?
On the east side, and he chides you and says, "Please do not interrupt while I'm speaking." That's
Excuse
rude.
me.
He calls you rude. He points out how rude it is to interrupt him while he's speaking.
Leonardo mutters, like, yeah, Leonardo mutters, he has a point.
And I cover my mouth to try and hide my grin from Mrs. Fitzbiggins.
But anyway, Will is going to sneak around to the entrance to the kitchen, which is on the east side of the tree. And then the character, he wants you to enter the Goblin Market, which is here. Kind of these buildings right here. And pose as travelers, purchase some sweets, and arrange for a meeting with the hag. During the meeting, the children will alert the screaming scarecrows and thereby lure the 10 soldiers into the garden. And then the final part is the escape. While everyone is distracted, the characters will free the captives from the workshop, while Will climbs into the textile mill to free the captives there. Once the children are set free, everyone runs back to Little Oak.
I
need an insight check from everybody.
Is the insight check to determine whether this is a bad plan?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I need an insight check.
That's a 17. How bad of a plan is it?
6.
This plan...
13.
13. So, like, this plan... It's not so much a plan as it is an outline of a plan. This plan is incredibly sketchy. You feel like Will lives... there's a lot of details missing, and you feel like you get the feeling that Will likes to live by the seat of his pants.
This sounds like a story he wants to be able to tell later. Because, yeah, there's a lot of holes in this plan.
There's a lot of holes in the plan, yeah.
I ask if he's done explaining now.
And then he kind of gives you like a sullen glare, and then like one of the other children raises her hands. The wood elf.
I call on her. Yes, Sloan.
So Sloan like raises his hand and says, "Mrs. Fitzbiggins, I think you should go see the unicorn before you go to Loom Lurch."
We're kind of getting off in the weeds here, because I think it's very important that we go through Will's plan. But please tell me about this unicorn.
Sloan and starts telling you about the unicorn Lamorna. That's Lamorna, Lamorna. Who is hiding at the Wayward Pool.
And what does Lamorna have to do with this plan?
But does Lamorna know about the Alicorn we were supposed to find? That we were told to?
The Sloan says that Lamorna is basically a good creature and has expressed interest in helping free the children, but also that she is looking for her husband as well. Like during the explanation, Will pipes in and scoffs at Lamorna and calls her a no good goody goody.
I point out that it's very rude for Will to interrupt Sloane that way,
And
and that he should wait patiently for her to be done talking.
he crosses his arms and scowls at you.
So, yeah, some issues that I've noticed with this plan are, first of all, what happens if the children get spotted before it's go time? They'll just get captured and taken into the workhouse. And then there will be nobody to lure the guards away, and then the rest of it all just falls apart from there.
They puff their chest and say, "We're the getaway gang. We always get away."
How come there are only 4 of you?
Because they got away.
Oh. So they've gotten away once.
How many times have you attempted this?
They haven't attempted it before, but you get the sense talking to them that Scabatha Nightshade has tried many times to capture them. Like, they're like they're the Smurfs, and Scabatha is Gargamel.
So there's a whole Saturday morning cartoon for these kids.
Yes, they're a 1980s Saturday morning cartoon. Is what they are.
I feel like
Will of the Feywild and the Getaway Gang.
I can't wait to play Capcom's version of the NES game.
Airing Saturdays at 9 a.m.
What episode are we on?
This summer, this summer in August of 1989.
I think that's the year Beetlejuice premiered.
That was such a good cartoon.
It was.
Anyway, I talk about getting off in the weeds.
So, I like the plan. I think I have a better one. That involves the children staying here at Little Oak while we go and do all of those things. And that way the children are not in any danger of being snapped up by Granny Nightshade.
They object to this point, this change in plan.
Right. Children often do object to adults when they point out what's good for them. Also, they're going to start eating vegetables, and they're going to start going to sleep at 8.
Now, if the candy grows on trees, does that count as a vegetable?
No, come on, don't be ridiculous.
Let's... And Turvum is just, he facepalm. He does the Picard facepalm. Says, let's go speak with Lamorna first, and then we can hammer out the details of this plan.
Do the Getaway Gang know about... I'm insisting on calling her Scabatha, because Granny Nightshade is a terrible nickname. Do they know about Scabatha's propensity to forget the first person she sees when she wakes up?
They did not, but they will file that information away for later.
So this is new information to them.
This is new information for them, and they thank you very much for it.
Then that's their lesson for today, is that before coming up with a plan, you always have to do basic reconnaissance.
I mean, they did. They've given you all kinds of information. They told you about the 10 soldiers, where the kids are being held captive, the fact that there are boggles, and that there's a kitchen jail cell.
There's just nothing these children can do to make Mrs. Fitzbiggins not go full schoolmarm on them.
I think what Mrs. Fitzbiggins is trying to say is that there's always unknown elements, and that by recruiting others into your plan, like you've done here, we can formulate a better one. Which is why we should go in your stead.
Well, you know what? If you don't tell us, the orc, she crosses her arms. Well, if you don't let us go, we're not going to tell you that only unicorns can reach the shore of the Wayward Pool. You see the little dwarf boy just facepalm in an identical manner to Turvum.
Well, now wait a minute, because that seems like useful information to have. So I turn to my companions. So now we have to negotiate with them so that they tell us that only unicorns can reach the Wayward Pool.
But we were supposed to find Lamorna at the Wayward Pool, and Lamorna's a unicorn.
So we have
He
to
goes-
find another unicorn in order to go speak with Lamorna.
He goes, and then like Sloane giggles and says, "No, silly. The magic isn't smart enough to tell a real unicorn from a fake unicorn."
Is that why you have? And I point to the unicorn costume.
And she giggles again and shakes her head yes.
So I'm assuming the unicorn costume is child size.
No, it's large enough for two of you to wear. It's
Would it
like-
have to be me and
it's-
Leonardo?
It's a novelty. You know those 2-part.
Oh, I know what
costumes?
you're describing.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay,
I just don't want
yes.
to do it because it's demeaning.
Well, if
Leonardo
you-
thinks it looks fabulous. He'd put it on immediately.
You're a druid, you could turn into a unicorn, right?
Treble,
Bobby the
I'm letting you run
Bob-
this game. I didn't tell you you could turn my table into a furry convention.
Bobby the dwarf says that, well, you don't necessarily have to wear the costume. It's just he goes, you can get by with just a wooden horn on your head.
Which of the two of you usually wears the costume?
And then like Bobby and Zenor raise their hands. It's very comfortable. We use the softest quilts to make it. And again, like it's like a polka dot.
I touched the unicorn costume.
Belshan's already putting on the front end of the costume.
Belshan's like, there's no way I'm being the ass of this costume.
Exactly.
While
think-
you're doing
I think there might be an issue here because there's no other person as big as Belshan.
I mean, Turvum is roughly ass-sized, right?
Turvum is literally the size of a horse's ass.
But
It is. I don't want to be the butt of this joke. It's the paladins that ride the noble steeds, right?
Not this time.
I think as part of your holy training, you might just have to experience what it's like to be a steed yourself.
yeah,
Come on, it'll be a great experience.
You see Turvum do the deepest scowl and glare at you.
Leonardo
asked
is
the
already
children-
painting it in his sketchbook.
I asked the children which of them raised their hands if they want to see Turvum put on the horse's butt.
all three of them raise their hands. Will is in the corner sulking.
Because
He
we've
is-
taken control of his gang.
Yes, basically. And like they offer you, in addition to the unicorn costume, they offer you 2 more unicorn horns. One of them, they hand them to Leonardo. Leonardo, one of these horns, it just seems to be made out of non-magical wood. It's just a wooden carved unicorn horn. The other one is radiating incredibly strong magic and appears to actually be made out of horn.
Oh, that's not good.
Hold on.
The magic doesn't have a school to it, but it is a very pure magic.
So I have an item in my inventory that says Alicorn Horn. Can I compare the two?
You can. And the other horn is comparing the two of them, it's not like spiraled. It appears to be made out of some kind of bone, but it is a looking closer at it, it's like some kind of ivory maybe.
I was more interested in the magics of comparing
The
two.
magics.
Yeah.
Right. No, you're gonna have to identify it.
Okay. So now I have 2 magical horns.
Correct. You have 2 magical horns,
I'm
although
actual
one of
vector
them
magical.
one of them appears to be actually like a closer when you're comparing it to the Alicorn Horn. It appears to maybe be a tusk of some kind.
And
Although I
Turvum.
guess you could strap the Alicorn Horn to your head to fool the magic of the lake.
I don't mention any of this. I'll hand the magical one to Miss Fitzbiggin.
Okay.
I'll keep the wooden one.
And Turvum will finally get done pouting, and it's like, fine, I will get in the stupid costume just to save the children.
Listen. There's nothing I've wanted more in my entire life. Mott. I need you to draw art.
Yeah.
I need art of them in this stupid polka dotted unicorn costume. There's nothing I've wanted more in my entire life.
As you see, it's just a bearded dwarf with the biggest scowl on his face and maybe a little blush. He's pulling the Ah.
As they're suiting up, Leonardo holds his book up.
We don't have to put this stupid thing on till we get there.
Well, I mean,
Well-
we need to know if it fits right now, so you
Yeah.
might as well complete the outfit.
It needs to be on before we approach the pool, so it stands to reason.
And he goes,
In the
when you
interest of
guys
safety.
when you guys are Mrs. Fitzbiggins has the highest passive perception. While you're watching these two try this amazing costume on, and I guess counting your blessings that you don't have to wear it.
Oh, we're both too small.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be this way.
Well, Haregon are medium creatures.
No, Mrs. Fitzbiggin's small. The book gives me the option. You can choose medium or small.
Yeah, you could do that with all the classes, all the races now, as of Monsters of the Multiverse, almost. As you're watching this, out of the corner of your eye, you see the small oil can that I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
This rusty oil can that looked out of place. It starts to move,
I
ever
asked,
so slightly,
who's moving the oil can?
and then Will gives you like a. He just daggers at you and turns away again. You have offended his sensibilities. And
I tell him to stop pouting. I don't know his middle name.
of.
Stop pouting this instant, and explain why the oil can is moving.
That's just squirt.
The oil can is Squirt.
Yeah.
Does Squirt like live in the oil can, or is Squirt an invisible person holding the oil can?
And then suddenly the oil can like dances towards you and says, "No, Squirt is the oil can."
Oh, God.
And you start. There's a dancing oil can at your feet now.
Does it sing?
No, this is not a Disney movie.
We don't have an. Oh, it's not. Okay, sorry, I was confused.
But there's a Squirt the oil can.
Or this is more DreamWorks speed. Let's be honest.
And I pull my head out from under the costume. It's
Wizard.
like, is that a boggle? Because I don't know what a boggle is.
And he goes, "No, I don't have any boggle oil. I'm empty right now." He goes, "But," "You're traveling across Prismere, right?" He goes, the little oil can kind of leans in and says, "I know the way to Yon."
So he is singing.
Yeah, he is singing. We're back to Disney. Actually, this is technically, I guess, at this point, Wizard of Oz, since you had a scarecrow. Now you have an oil can.
I just googled.
And soldiers.
I just googled steampunk Mrs. Potts, and there's just nothing turning up.
America's greatest failings.
So we're going. None of us have an item stolen from Jan, correct?
Yeah.
No, two of you do. Jan is the.
Yeah,
two of you?
Leonardo does.
Oh, okay.
Jan,
Makes sense.
I think it's just Leonardo.
I think
Yeah, it's just Leonardo. Yeah, it's just Leonardo.
Yeah, it's just Leonardo. My land is somewhere in these lands.
So after we recover, and I'm telling the children this, after we recover Belshan's Binky, I'll ask the children if any of them have a stuffed animal that's very precious to them, because then they'll understand why it's so important that we bring Belshan to Loomlurch.
They all say that only babies
Well, that's not true because Belshan's not a baby as he's pulling this unicorn costume on.
Putting his unicorn jammies on. Anyway, a Squirt is like dancing to get your attention, and he's basically saying that if you bring him enough, he says he offers to go with you to Loom Lurch, and if you can fill him with boggle oil, that he will show you the way to
Yawn.
Yon when your business is done in Thither. And he gives you that Earthbound exit mouse explanation of how he's hardy. You can treat him as one of your items.
So like, we're gonna have to hold on. I'm like pick up a boggle and like squeeze it like a lemon into this.
You know what? How you collect the boggle oil is between you and God. But he's telling you that if you fill him up with boggle oil, he'll give you directions to Yon.
This is the grossest thing I've ever been asked to do in a D&D game.
I doubt that.
All right, I will take. You know what? I'm not going to take Squirt because something tells me Squirt's going to be very loud. So I will hand Squirt to Turvum's the one who wears all the heavy armor, right?
I also
He's-
have this necklace of.
Well, Squirt will grease that oil up a little bit, right?
Yeah, Squirt can help. Well, no, he doesn't have any oil at the moment. He's
No, I don't want to hold Squirt for now because we don't want to ruin this beautiful unicorn costume for the children. I
I guess
He
Leonardo
hops-
will have to.
He hops in Leonardo's pockets as soon as you say that.
There are plenty of pockets. He can make himself at home.
And then he goes motionless, and due to his false appearance trait, he looks just like a regular oil can. You do see like small indentations that are obviously eyes, but
So Squirt
Yeah.
is not officially a member of the Getaway Gang then, because they told us there were only 4, and now we learned there's somebody else living in this tree.
correct. He is not. a member
Technically,
of the
it's
Getaway.
6 now because they had Star as well.
Oh yeah.
Star,
Star's a runaway, not a getaway.
Star ran away and fell here, and then also she is part of the Star is part of the plan to, like, be the distraction.
I feel like
Oh,
we're going
that's
to
not
revisit
good.
this
Well-
plan after we go to Wayward Pool. Like,
Yeah.
Almost certainly, right?
yes. Are the kids
Are you
coming
going-
with us to Wayward Pool?
No. They're staying in Little Oak. They've got some swinging to do, and they've got to find vegetables because apparently that they have been tasked with getting a better diet now.
Oh yeah, no, they're going to start eating vegetables, and I'm going to teach them how to make biscuits, and then they're going to go to bed by 8.
I don't know about that, but they tell you that they give you directions to the Wayward Pool. So, is that your next stop, or are you done at Little Oak?
Yeah, I guess Belshan
think
and
so.
Turvum will have to lead the way, considering they're each wearing half of a horse costume.
And the other two of you are going to wear a horn on your
Unicorn
head.
horn.
So Leonardo has like the regular
Yeah.
wooden one, and then I have like the severe magic ivory one.
I do
Yes.
ask the children, is like, how far away do we have to be wearing this? And I lie, beautiful costume.
Deception.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, there's a practicality of that because there are dangerous things. There could be dangerous things from between here. We are passing in the vicinity of Loomlurch.
Like Haregons with long scarves.
Can't I ride the rocking horse instead?
Ride the
Can we just
rocking
take-
horse.
Didn't you say there was like a rocking horse with the whatever? Carry on.
There's no hobby horse. Sorry.
No, there's no rocking horse. You guys missed getting a snail in the last one. You could have gotten like a pack animal snail.
Oh, we could have a snail, you guys.
We could have fought the rabbits instead of intimidating them.
Literally, all you had to do is calm that snail was just super upset at its handlers. All you had to do is calm it down. It would have been like, "Yo, bro, I want to go with you," and then the rabbits couldn't have done anything to stop it. Uh,
That's Miss Fitzbiggins' purview. I blame.
so as you guys approach the Wayward Pool, mist drifts over the surface of a small lake. Forested crags line the shore on one side of the lake. Mossy rocks protrude from the shallows. Near the center of the lake is a rocky islet. Maybe, and this little islet, that's a terrible word to say, is maybe like 30 feet across. It's just like a bare rock with like a single tree growing into it, more or less.
I guess we wait for Belshan and Turvum to approach.
Yeah.
The two of you can approach as well because you have the unicorn horn's head. You've been told that the wearing just a unicorn horn will also work.
That's true, but we all know what the main attraction is here.
Yeah. So you have been told that this little you can see the little island right there. It's got that little bowl on it. There's a tree on the island as well that they did draw. To get to this little island, it requires you have to cross 250 feet of fresh, still water. The lake is 30 feet deep, and the islet is 30 feet wide and 40 feet long. So I need an athletics check from the two of you as the two of you try to swim in this costume.
Seems like a very.
So we'd have to swim in this thing. That is a nat 20.
Wow.
Athletics, that's a 26.
That's an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Glub, 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 glub.
I mean, Turvum just gracefully glides across while holding to the waist of Belshan as he flails, flailing doggy paddles his way through. And it is the most awkward thing that either Leonardo or Mrs. Fitzbiggins have ever seen or will ever see in their lives.
So we just see this horse's ass poking up out of the water, traveling backwards towards this islet.
Yes, just gracefully gliding while the front end is doggy paddling madly.
Leonardo, you're drawing this, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You just stare transfixed.
Fantastic.
When the two of you get to the island, perched atop the highest point of the islet, it's about 30 feet above the surface of the water, is an iron bowl filled with coals. There is, in the bottom of it, there is, to the side of it, there's fresh fuel for a fire. And that's what you see.
Do we have any difficulty swimming over to the island ourselves?
No, because you're not wearing a stupid polka-dotted unicorn
Right, gotcha.
costume. But, so you join them on the island?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you see the same thing, about 30 feet at the highest, 30 feet from the edge of the water at the highest point of the islet. There is a fire pit bowl with full of still lit coals. There's no actual fire in there. It's just like the coals are kind of died down, still warm to the touch, but there is fuel for a fire to the side of the fire pit.
I guess we get a fire going?
Yeah, think so.
Sure.
Well, not you, because you're in a horse costume.
We've approached the bank, so do we need the costume
Yes.
anymore? Oh, of course we do. Why would I think otherwise?
Because the unicorn won't show themselves without the. I don't remember.
Yeah.
You were not given any instructions one way or the other on how to make the unicorn appear, but you're also very wet. So, I don't know. You
Well,
guys,
let's light the fire to warm people up at least.
about a minute after you're... And it's a trivial to get a fire going. You all live in a society where this is like a normal everyday skill that everybody knows, just starting a fire.
Also, the coals are still hot.
Yes, also. So it's trivial to get a fire going. But about a minute after the fire is lit, Lamora the unicorn appears on the lakeshore. And she's standing on the lakeshore just staring at you. The lakeshore mists part to reveal a white horse with a single gleaming horn from her brow. She stands perfectly still, silently observing you. And she's just waiting.
Call out to her by way of
Is,
introduction.
is she here yet? I can't see in this thing. Can I take it off yet?
Leonardo will wave very quietly because he doesn't
She-
want this costume thing to end abruptly.
She stays in the water, but she makes a gesture with her head, beckoning you forward.
And back into the water?
No, to the shore. She's beckoning you to the shore.
Well, the shore is on the other side of the water from us.
No, the shore of the little island.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll approach. I'll
Flump over.
When you guys get to a certain distance of her, she introduces herself as Lamorna and apologizes that she didn't respond when you spoke out to her, but her ability to speak has a limited range. She's speaking directly in your mind with telepathy.
Hmm.
And you all hear her. It's not like a single one of you. And she asks you what business do you have with her? Since she gestures at since you have obviously come here seeking her, as I can tell by your attire.
yes, we were directed here by Will and the Getaway Gang that you might be able to assist us with dealing with Scabatha.
And the water around here starts to vibrate violently, and waves
Oh.
start to come around her, and you can just feel the anger off of her. And she begins to tell you a story. So she mentions, she tells you things that you already know. Like, the domain of Prismere once belonged to the Archfey Zabilna. And as you see that, you see a figure come out of the water of a regal-looking, white-haired fey creature. You can't really see any facial features or anything. You just kind of get the general outline. But she was usurped by her cruel hag stepsisters, Scabatha, and then you see a figure pop up with a key in her back riding a rocking horse. Bavlorna Blightstraw. Freaking Suikoden. Comes up, you see the familiar toad-like appearance of Bavlorna that you have previously encountered, and Indolin Moongrave. And Indolin is... Let me actually get to your description of Indolin. Indolin Moongrave is... Best way to describe her as kind of a multi-armed spider lady creature. Again, there's no details, it's just a general shape. Oh no, I've closed my notes.
Farewell notes.
Farewell notes.
Goodbye notes.
She tells you that Zabilna was vainglorious and deceitful at times. She was not very kind to adults and could be very, very wrathful. But her magic kept prisoners safe and isolated. And then that situation ended when the hags of the Hourglass Coven captured Lamorna's mate, Elodon, stole his horn, and then used its magic to imprison Zybilna in her stronghold, the Palace of Heart's Desire.
I asked the unicorn if this incredibly magic horn that I'm wearing is the horn in question.
She looks at it and she says, "No, that is the tusk of some great beast."
What about this one? And Leonardo holds the Alicorn Horn up.
And she looks at it and then she gets very excited. And she says, "Yes, that is the horn of my Elodon. Where did you find it?"
I don't know.
In the cupboard in Bavlorna's cottage.
That's right.
She tells you that Elodon's horn might be needed to free Zybilna, since the magic of the horn was used to put her in the current predicament of being frozen in time. But Lamorna doesn't know. But until now, she didn't know the whereabouts of either Elodon or his horn.
Won't Elodon be wanting it back?
She says that she believes Elodon is the hag's prisoner. She says that the fact that the horn is detached from him does not bode well for him, but she is convinced that he's alive, because if he were dead, she would sense it. So her current thesis is that Elodon is alive in the care of one of the hags.
But she doesn't know which hag.
She doesn't know which hag.
And we're pretty sure it wasn't Bavlorna.
Well, you didn't see anything that looked like a unicorn over there, no.
No, but we saw a lot of unidentifiable meat. I'm not going to tell her that. That's cruel.
No, she doesn't. But
Well,
again,
she would have known that.
She would sense that if her mate was dead.
She has detect unicorn meat. It's active at all times.
Lamorna exhorts the characters to free. She's like pleading with you to free Zybilna, save Prismere, and that when you make your way to Yon, to seek out Amador the Dandelion, and he can lead you safely to the Palace of Heart's Desire.
This is pronounced
And then-
dandelion or dandelion?
Dandelion. This is not a bad The Witcher. It is. You want to know why it's? You want to know why I know it's Dandelion Brickroad? Because your three guides are a scarecrow, a tin can, and a dandelion.
Oh!
No.
Oh!
Yep.
No.
Oh! Oh, it
No.
hurts.
Wow. Wow. Treble, you did it. You broke him. Congratulations, Treble.
Wait,
That's
I don't
it.
get it.
Thanks for playing. Good night.
There's no place like home. In case somebody didn't get that at home. Like out in the wide world there.
As soon as I heard Dandelion guiding us,
Yeah.
it's like, yep,
You're like, oh.
yep.
Lamorna offers the Wayward Pool as a safe place for you to rest, if you need it. And she describes to you the magical properties of the lake that exist because she is currently residing there. By the way, as she talks about, this is the art for her giving the, explaining to you, her missing loved one. She uses the water to, illustrate her stuff.
She has a nice beard.
She's, and she offers you, she tells you before you leave, well, she inquires that she says that if you promise to go to the Palace of Heart's Desire and free Zybilna and rescue Prismere, she can give you more information about the palace itself as well.
Is she able to offer any assistance in our more pressing adventure in Loomlurch?
As she gets ready to say something to that effect, I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh no. What have I done?
Oh.
It's going to be
It's all your fault,
cannibals.
Brickroad. It's all your fault, Brickroad.
I have a question. Rules question.
Yeah.
Is initiative an ability check?
It is.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm gonna Amulet of the Talisman it. Look at that. Oh, no, I have to do math. Yeah, that's right.
I'm just gonna grab one of these.
Cursed by your own hubris.
All right, Brickroad, what's your passive perception?
15. I'm sorry,
Alright, you were
16.
You're surprised. As a cloaked figure springs from the forest and with blades flashing attacks the unicorn. You see a under the assassin's cowl, you see a wide, toothy smile of an orc who has attached a unicorn horn to his head. And he attacks the unicorn, and he does 2 dagger attacks, +5 to hit. That's not gonna hit. That's not gonna hit. So that's a miss and a
Hey!
miss.
Must have been trained by
I
Helium.
love that.
Yeah. And Leonardo is surprised. Turvum is surprised. Belshan surprised. The unicorn is surprised. Mrs. Fitzbiggins, it's your turn.
Who among you has the best ranged attack? Oh, the orc's gonna move, actually, isn't he?
Gosh, is that me? I feel like that's me, and that's not impressive.
One of you had a bow.
Yeah, that was Leonardo.
Belshan also has a bow.
Belshan has a bow. Yeah.
I mean, can we reach the position where the orc is out in the water? We have to swim, wouldn't we?
No. The water where it's standing, you're about 20 feet away from the where the unicorn and the orc are standing. They're in the shallow waters. It's not even difficult terrain.
Are Turvum and Belshan gonna have difficulty doffing this horse costume to run out there?
No. They literally just need to let each other go, and then
Okay.
their costumes. Belshan is going to look silly fighting in the costume, but it's not going to impede him at all.
All right, I'm going to use a bonus action. Let me make sure this only takes an action. No, this takes a bonus action. Yeah, I use a bonus action to summon my Fennec Fox.
Huh?
Where's that on my sheet? Oh, no, that is an action. Okay, because it uses up my wild shape. I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Shillelagh on myself. And then I'm on the fox's turn immediately after mine, because I'm going to stay put here. Send the fox out to the orc. And he's going to take the help action to give Turvum advantage on his next attack.
Okay. I just realized I didn't roll initiative for the unicorn.
0. Just
It's not 0.
Also, the unicorn has legendary actions.
Do unicorns have legendary actions?
They do. They're the lowest CR monster in the monster manual that has legendary actions.
Okay, hold on. Let me actually get the stat block for this unicorn up then.
This is going to have to be a relatively badass orc if he's going to hope to assassinate this unicorn. But he might be related to Longscarf for all we know. So.
right.
Just delete them.
Unicorns. Oh yeah, they do.
We're in the unicorn's lair too.
Listen, just trying to... Yeah, oh, I guess they do have lair actions, too.
Just legendary actions, no lair actions.
Oh, well, we're trying to help.
Oh,
the
they do.
unicorn.
They do have lair actions. Oh my god. Anyway,
I pulled up my monster manual just because it's like, is that really true? It's like, oh my god.
well, I think this CR2 orc assassin might be in trouble.
Oh, he's having a bad day
He's-
for sure.
But
Mistakes were made.
all right, the orc is going to.
Let's be honest. The
But
only
not
one he
really.
could have was an assassination attempt with like sneak attack, super dice, and all that.
Oh, that's a 14 and a 15, so that's a 19 and a 20. Yeah, that hits. Right, so that is 4 plus 5. So that's 8 piercing damage and then 9 piercing damage against the unicorn.
Does
Oh,
unicorn
no.
blood have
And then
magical
they-
properties?
Anyway, the unicorn uses its turn to teleport away. And then she's gone. And the orc, she uses his weapons and says, I didn't know they could do that. And turns around to leave, basically. Functionally, he's not moving from his spot, but like he has no intent. Like it's clear that he doesn't intend to engage with you all. He was strictly after the unicorn, and as far as he's concerned, the fight's over.
How is the fight over as far as Mrs. Fitzbiggins is concerned?
No.
Of course not, right?
He's standing in the unicorn's blood in the pool. Like,
He needs a knuckle wrapping.
I mean, it's my turn now, right?
It is your turn. It is Leonardo's turn.
I mean, I'm gonna do what I thought, what I was going to do anyway. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
The DC is 14.
That's a fail.
All right, he is frightened for 1 minute.
Ah.
As Leonardo casts cause fear, he draws little ghosts around this guy, and the orc is visibly spooked.
Oh my god, what are you wearing?
That's part of the spell. But I don't need to move closer, so that ends Leonardo's turn.
Okay. Turvum, it's your turn.
I yell out, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Getting away from these awful clothes.
oh my god.
That's why the spell is extra effective. I have advantage.
Leonardo, Turvum is
No.
literally wearing a horse's ass, and you're still the worst dressed.
You're not wrong.
Well, I pull out my axe and I start moving towards him. It's like, if you don't tell us why you attacked the unicorn, it's not going to be ghosts that you need to worry about. And I approach him threateningly.
Wearing the polka dot horse's ass.
Absolutely.
He
I
let-
will-
uh,
I realize I might be making a intimidation check at disadvantage because I'm wearing a polka dotted horse unicorn ass. But
go ahead and make me an intimidation check.
I don't know, man. I think that's really intimidating.
So, Treble, if you're making an ability check to
Oh.
resist that, you have disadvantage.
that's a 21.
Okay. He tells you that he's here on orders from his employer to collect another unicorn horn, since his boss lost the previous one, and that he tells you that he has no quarrel with you, and that he is merely going to go back to the shore to wait for another time in which to try again. Although he does thank you for showing him how to get to the island. He's been here for 2 weeks trying to get on.
And who would your employer be?
There's not enough time in around for that.
Yet I approach him, but I don't attack. I guess active intimidation.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Belshan, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to flop over there in my unicorn front, like you know those inflatable T-Rex costumes. Like I imagine it's the similar kind of a deal.
Wielding a halberd.
Halberd, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, if
He's about
a
20
radiant
feet away
action.
from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna close the distance, and if I'm gonna radiant action, if he attacks, I am going to attack him.
All right. Mrs. Fitzbiggins, it's your turn again.
So his plan, I just want to make sure I've heard correctly. He's going to continue camping out by this pool and waiting for the next unicorn and then stab that one in an attempt to kill it and remove its horn from its head.
Right.
I can't order him to throw his weapons down and approach because he literally cannot approach.
No, he
I mean,
cannot.
he has a unicorn horn on his head.
No,
right?
he's feared though. He's afraid of Leonardo.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah.
he can't walk towards Leonardo. I tell him to throw his weapons down. No, because Turvum's approached him, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I tell him to hand all his weapons over to Turvum, and we might not beat him within an inch of his life for threatening our friend.
His response is that the two most important things to him are his freedom and his weapons, and he will give neither up while he draws breath.
He says as he's peeing himself at the sight of
He's not
Leonardo.
afraid of you. He's not afraid of you. But yeah, that's literally what they say. His two most important things are his freedom and his knives, and his weapons, and he'll give neither up.
Mm-hmm.
And he will fight to the death to preserve both.
If we
By
let
the way,
if we let this guy go, he's going to murder unicorns.
He's gonna
Yeah.
try.
Yeah, that's not okay.
He's probably not going to succeed, but
Like, he's going to try. I didn't realize unicorns were so freaking strong because, like, the notes in this say that unicorn just pieces the fuck out on her first turn, and this mofo is.
okay, yeah, I'm going to cast.
He tells you. He goes. You can't have my freedom. He goes, but he goes. I am open. He tells you he is open to other financial opportunities.
We're not going to
Basically,
pay him to not murder unicorns.
And he says, well, in that case, that his response to that is that in that case, then he's going to stick with his current employer, who is paying him very well to murder unicorns.
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on him. Let's get a dex saving throw.
That is that's a
You do not have
14.
disadvantage.
That's a 14 on dice plus. So it's a 17.
I think that does it.
Yep.
Oh, very well.
All right.
I'm going to
So that's
advance
the-
up next to him, though. Next to Turvum.
All right.
So,
Is that the end of your turn?
yes.
All right.
And then the fox
uses-
is going to continue to help give Turvum advantage.
You hear him grumble about unnecessary expenditures as he reaches into his pocket, pulls out a vial, drinks it, turns invisible, and he has consumed a potion of invisibility. And then he uses his bonus action to disengage, and he is gone.
I can sentinel that.
You
I can sentinel
cannot.
that.
You can't get an attack of opportunity on creatures you cannot see.
It's true.
It's like that is
Even if-
literally the only way he could have gotten away from you.
Even if you take the disengage action.
Correct.
It's
That's why I
just
tried to
you-
cast Fairy Fire.
Yeah, like he legitimately has a potion of invisibility on his step.
Okay. All right, Treble.
Although,
Okay.
like, we could tell where he's going. 'Cause he's got to
Sure.
run through this water. Like, we could just follow
That's
this
true.
splash.
He does.
Yeah, we should be able to see where he is, so I can target him with a sleep spell, right?
mean, he's
Sleep has a radius of 20 feet. I should be able to guess approximately where he is.
Do you guys really want to expend the resources, time, and energy to chase after
I
this?
made friends with a unicorn, and then this guy stabbed her.
Now we have a moral right, like
a moral obligation?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
All right, I tell you what, McDohl,
No.
make me a since you I'll give you one chance at stopping this guy from running away, and it's on McDohl. McDohl, make me a
Wait, aren't I next?
perception check. It's still the guy's turn.
Oh, okay.
McDohl has Sentinel,
Yeah, I do have the feet sentinel, so.
so
Perception check.
make me a perception check, and if you can beat his stealth score, I'm gonna have
He
him
is-
roll a stealth check.
He has
And-
disadvantage on stealth.
Okay. All
But
right.
advantage
Who has
because
this?
he's invisible, so it's probably
Well,
nice.
he's feared, although he does get a save on his turn to resist the fear.
All right. So that is his stealth score is
Am I rolling at disadvantage?
no. You're rolling. You just roll me a perception check. If you can beat a 15,
I don't.
all right, then he gets away.
I really can't see where he's tracing through the water.
Do you have some way to stop him from running away if you?
Yeah, I
connect
can
him
cast sleep.
on your turn, but he's
Yeah.
still going to be gone by the time you do that.
How many feet away is he going to be gone? He can't move 60 feet through the water, can he?
Actually, he can.
Okay, 90 feet through the water.
He can't move 90 feet from the water.
Okay, I cast sleep up to 90 feet away over where I think he is, based on the trace in the
All right.
water.
All right. Roll me a.
I am
You- if
burning
you-
all these spell slots.
If you can beat a 15, I'll let you target him on your perception check.
Oh, well, I misclicked there, so 15. Halflings don't roll ones. I get to re-roll that.
God damn it.
We have never had a halfling in any of our tables, so.
Perception. Oh, that can it be investigation instead?
No, it's
That'd be a-
perception.
That'd be a 15. No, that's an 11.
Okay. No, he's gone. Listen,
Oh,
he's
I
gone.
just-
He's on the farm.
I
with
tried
the-
you guys.
He's on the farm with the
No,
from Flumph of the
He's
Wild.
not allowed on the farm. He's not
Wait,
allowed
hold
on
on.
the farm.
The
Hold
farm's
on,
for
hold
good
on.
guys.
He's there to kill the animals.
I still have detect magic up.
I don't think detect magic lets you see invisible creatures.
I would see an aura of invisibility, but he is not within 30 feet of me, so damn it. What can I do to foil Treble's plans?
This guy has zero interest at fighting you guys.
No, but he
because,
has lots of
it's
interest
the
in
principle.
murdering unicorns.
like. So
I
whatever.
throw my ink pen at him.
I understand that he doesn't want to be beaten up, but we all very feel strongly that he deserves to be beaten up.
It just deserves
Yeah.
to be beaten up.
He does deserve to be beaten up.
You guys hear you guys hear the voice of the unicorn pleading with you to come back after your business in Loon Lurch is taken care of.
Oh,
Careful.
I tried to like set this aside and it like launched across the table. That was weird.
That happens to me all the time.
I went over to type and I just saw the dice fly across the screen.
Like I'll be moving my
What just happened?
cursor across the screen and like something just flies. I'm like, I didn't do that.
Oh, that might have been what. Yeah, okay, that's definitely what happened. Okay,
Tabletop
But anyway,
Simulator is
I thought
the
I had let
best.
go of it, but I hadn't. Okay.
Listen, the jank is part of the charm.
You know, one of these days I'm going to axe first and then ask questions later.
Right.
I gave you every opportunity to axe first.
No, but I wanted to get you can't get information from dead men. At least we don't have the ability to do that.
I don't think he had anything worth knowing.
I mean, I know his employer is one of the hags, or can inherit,
Fun
but
fact: that character is based off of a there was a AD&D toy line in the 80s,
Of course.
like action figures,
Of course
and
there was.
he's based on one of the characters on, like, there was a good group and a bad group, and they had action figures, and he's one of the action figures from that bad group.
He's a bad guy.
I think a more fun fact is going to be that the only enemy that will fight us to the death is that stupid rabbit. Everything else just runs away. Like, damn it! Now that we have bloodshed on our brains from that hare encounter, and we want to actually kill stuff.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a 15-minute break. We'll be
I
back
got
at
bullied.
3:15 Central Time, 4:15 Standard Florida Time,
And when we come back, something is going to die.
and then I guess we'll head to Loom Lurch when we get back.
I have a question for you, Treble.
Yes,
Are we allowed to take long rests here?
yes.
Okay. So the reason that I was going to use all of my abilities is because I've used all of my Pact of the Talisman. And I was like, hey, let's long rest.
Yeah,
I was going to pitch that of the party. Do you want to do that?
She has this is a place, the Wayward Pool is a place of safety, and she has offered you it as a place for you to rest.
Yeah, it
So
felt
you
like
can-
a good opportunity to do that. So cool. Can the party like long rest? Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
We're not on a time crunch, right?
Not really.
Okay.
And then we return and see Little Oak is on fire.
Oh no, it's because I slept. Long rest. There's the long rest button. I am going to hit the long rest button.